Hello again for another chapter of Lemons. Oh my gosh, look, so little left. I wonder what's going to happen in this next chapter. Do you remember at the last chapter what happened? Lem was on her own. She was just having a little Twinkie break under the pine tree, do you remember? And then she saw some toes, and then she said something crouched down to peer at her from under the pine branch. But this time it's not Mr. Harold, it's not a man either. It's not even human. So that's where I left you on that wonderful cliffhanger. And now we're going to read chapter 52, titled Twinkie. I wonder why it's called Twinkie. That's a funny name for a chapter. Let us see. This can't be happening. It has to be a dream. Tobin is going to wake me up at any minute now and banging on my window to tell me I'm late for work again. That he's going to have to put the report in my employee file. But there's no bang, bang, bang on my window telling me Miss Dickerson called with a fresh pan of cookies or a new sighting. I squeeze my eyes shut real tight and then open them again. It's real. It's not a dream. I stare at the creature standing in front of me. Bigfoot. My heart isn't oh my gosh. My heart isn't beating. My eyes aren't blinking. And my legs have gone completely numb. I'm sure it's a stroke this time. Do you think she's really having a stroke? Or is she just kind of like frozen in maybe like fear or excitement or a combination of things? A real, live Bigfoot peering in at me, ducked under the pine. A reddish-brown creature holding up the bottom bough of the pine, sniffing at me. He wrinkles his nose and sniffs me again. I hope I don't smell like a veggie burger with all the fixins. He sniffs at me, and I smell more like boiled Brussels sprouts than a juicy burger. So, ew. Maybe, if you don't like Brussels sprouts, I suppose. Which makes me feel a little better. Then I wonder if the Bigfoot thinks I smell as bad as I think he smells, even though I took a bath with the blue washcloth and Charlie's bar of Irish Spring. It may not be Mr. Bubble, but it does the trick. He sniffs at me again, and I'm as still as a statue, unable to move. And even if my brain did remember what I'm supposed to holler, my voice wouldn't remember how to make the sound come out of my throat. And my fingers certainly don't remember how to aim the Polaroid, or that it's even around my neck. Has it ever happened to you where you're like so kind of like in shock that you're like not even thinking about what you're doing or what you're supposed to be doing or what you're doing next? You're just like, oh, what's happening? And even if I did remember, my voice wouldn't remember how to make the sound come out of my throat. And my fingers certainly don't remember how to aim the Polaroid or that it's even around my neck. I stare at him, and he stares at me. He wrinkles his nose again, then sniffs again, and then sneezes. Gesundheit, I whisper slowly. He wrinkles his nose again and cocks his head to the right. Or I guess to the right. He's not 9 feet. He's smaller. About my size. Except it's hard to tell for sure since I'm still ducked under the pine and he's still on his feet and bent down peeking at me. I wonder how old he is. Maybe almost 11, like me, since he's almost the same size. He smells me again, leaning a bit closer to get an even better whiff. He's probably wondering what I'm doing out here. The same thing occurs to me at that very second. The Bigfoot examines me, looking at every part of me, and I do the same. His hair is scraggly, just like Charlie described. It's long, too, and hangs down from his arms. The hands are well past his knees like an ape. He's bipedal and has black fingernails and brown eyes. And when he opens his mouth, I can see a bright red tongue inside. I don't know what makes me do it, but I slowly reach my hand out toward the creature. He backs away, letting go of the branch. It's okay, I say. He snorts in and snuffs out, then takes a step forward again. I bring my arm up higher until it's stretched out as far toward him as it will reach, just past the very tips of the needles on the lowest branch of the pine. On my palm, the pancake flat golden Twinkie, an offering of peace, of friendship. Because the Bigfoot is part of my new family and my new life, and he's another reason why Mama led me to this very special place called Willow Creek, my new home. I'm here to protect the animals just like she would. I'm here to have a family and to make new memories. The Bigfoot breathes in and out, snorting and snuffing as he moves closer to my hand. It's good, I say, smiling hesitantly. Sweet, with just the perfect cake-to-filling ratio. I know you probably don't understand that, but believe me, it's real important. You can try it if you want to. Tobin says you won't eat them, but I know you'll like it. A hairy reddish-brown arm slowly reaches toward me. I remember what Charlie said about that time he saw the Bigfoot in his headlights. He told me the creature looked more scared of him than he was of it. I don't think it's exactly the same for me, since my heart is beating a million beats a second and the whole stroke thing is happening. But he certainly looks just as scared as me. It's okay, I tell the creature. I won't ever hurt you. Mama sent me here to help you. Fingers reach toward me. Real, live, Bigfoot fingers with wrinkles on the knuckles and opposable thumbs with dermal ridges on them. Just when they touch my hand, a loud whoop soars through the air from way back near the fence post. Mr. Harold is checking up on me. The Bigfoot jumps and then quickly pulls away like he touched a flame. It's okay, I say again, taking a deep breath. It's okay, really it is. He takes another big snort in my direction and then snuffs out loudly through his mouth this time. The reddish-brown, hairy knuckles reach toward me again, slower this time, reaching gently until they wrap around the Twinkie, his eyes never once leaving mine. I watch him hold the Twinkie up to his nose and give it a big, long sniff. No, snuff. Then the bright red tongue slips from his mouth and tastes the sweet cream filling. And when I blink again, the Twinkie is gone. In one giant gulp, the entire thing is gone, and the creature stands there, staring at me, chewing the golden snack cake. I knew it! Chewing, staring, snuffing. That's when I hear more footsteps crunching in the woods, cracking sticks and swaying branches. I know he hears it too because he stops chewing. He wrinkles his nose up in the air and sniffs in the direction of the noise. He gives me one last look and then disappears through the trees with silent, lightning-fast grace. He's gone. And from under the pine, I see Mr. Harold's cowboy boots and Charlie's hiking boots with knee-high socks walk past me. Mr. Harold, Charlie, I call out to them, scrambling out from under the branch. They stop, and Mr. Harold bends down to give me his hand. Oh, Lemonade, he breathes a sigh. I didn't hear a whoop back. I got worried and called Charlie. Everything okay? You seem to be in one piece, Charlie says, leaning down to brush the dirt from my knees. He took it, I tell them. Who? Mr. Harold asks. He took it, I say again, pointing toward where the creature had ran off into the woods. Right from my hand. I hold my hand out to show them. What are you talking about? Charlie asks. My Twinkie. They stare at me and then at my empty hand. Who did? Mr. Harold asks again. I take a giant swallow and lean toward them. The little foot, I whisper. The little foot. Who's the little foot? Does she think that's... Does she make up a new name for the kid version of Bigfoot. It's a funny name. All right, team. We are going to save the last chapter, chapter 53, for next time. So for now, just write, any questions, comments, wonderings. How do you feel that you finally met a Bigfoot? That's pretty big news. So leave that in the comments in our Google Classroom. That's so exciting. I can't believe it really finally happened. Real life Bigfoot. What's Tobin gonna think? He missed it. Oh boy. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. He's gonna be maybe disappointed. But it seemed like Lemonade and the Littlefoot had a really good little connection. Maybe, I don't know, what could happen there? Maybe they'll become friends. For now, I'm gonna leave you with some of those questions, some of those things to mull over until our next chapter, which is titled Lemonade. See you later.